Congress has passed a nearly $1.7 trillion spending bill, most likely averting a partial government shutdown. The House of Representatives passed the bill on Friday with 225 votes to 201. It will now go to President U.S. Joe Biden, who will need to sign it before the midnight deadline. The package will fund the U.S. government all through the next fiscal year until the 30th of September. The bill supports critical government operations and provides emergency aid for natural disasters as well as Ukraine. The Senate passed the measure on Thursday. Both chambers also passed a one-week extension, so the year-long bill, known as an omnibus, can be processed and signed before the money runs out. Now, Biden must sign the extension Friday to keep the government running. The 2023 omnibus provides $858 billion for defense and more than $772 billion for other domestic programs. Changes to retirement programs and health care for low-income Americans are also in the legislation. The bill also features add-ons less obviously connected to funding. This includes a reform tightening a 19th century law to make clear that vice presidents do not have the power to overturn elections. The bill also represents the closing act for Democrat Nancy Pelosi's second stint as House Speaker. The person hoping to replace her will be Republican Kevin McCarthy, led opposition to the bill. The two engaged in a heated debate on the House floor. Take a look.
This is a monstrosity that is one of the most shameful acts I've ever seen in this body. The appropriations process has failed the American public, and there's no greater example of the nail in the coffin of the greatest failure of a one-party rule of the House, the Senate, and the presidency of this bill here.
Indeed, this bill puts people over politics. Mr. Speaker, it was sad to hear the minority leader earlier say that this legislation is the most shameful thing to be seen on the House floor in this Congress. I can't help but wonder, had he forgotten January 6th? Indeed, this is the day of immense patriotism.
Now, for more on this, our New York correspondent Susan Tehrani gets us the report from New York. Take a look.
A government shutdown has been averted as House lawmakers rush the massive spending bill out the door as harsh winter weather conditions threaten to delay flights back home on Christmas Eve. The U.S. House of Representatives quickly approved the $1.7 trillion spending bill funding the government until next September, a win for President Biden and congressional Democrats. The House passed the more than 4,000-page spending measure, mostly along party lines, with 9 Republicans voting with their Democratic counterparts. Still, most Republicans blasted the bill as being bloated and expensive, saying that it will add to the $31 trillion national debt at a time of high inflation, with the Democrats defending the bill, saying that it is critical for Americans. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.